Hello everyone, FSG here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome to Abbey, Saskatchewan. This is a new map being developed by Julian F Modding, who you will know very well, I'm sure, from some of his fantastic mods in the mod hub. But I thought you'd like to have a little bit of an early preview look at this, just get a feel for it. And it's certainly one of those maps that appeals. If you're into big farms, big maps, big fields, this will appeal to you. This is quintessentially Saskatchewan when you play it. In fact, it is completely based off a real-life location called Abbey up there in Saskatchewan. And if I overlay the Google map over the top, you can see very, very accurate and very, very close to it. So you've got a main road running through the middle, and you have got a railway line running next to it, which are brilliantly detailed in this map. So, without further ado, let's have a look at it. You've got 6 separate farms in total, which we'll have a quick look at. One very, very big one, and then some of varying sizes, including the one we're standing on now, which is Farm 1, or the starter farm, if you start in new farmer mode. So, a quick look at the PDA shows you the size of the fields. Now, I managed to not mention this yet, but this is a 4x map, so what you see here, they are very, very big fields once you're standing in them or driving in them, so bear that in mind. You can see the train line and the main road running diagonally right through the middle of the map there, and let me just show you each of the farms. So this is Farm 1, and then you head down to the bottom here. This is Farm 2. Farm 3 is here. Farm 4 up at the top here. Farm 5 here, which is the biggest farm as far as I can tell. And then you have Farm 6 here. You do have some productions down here as well. You've got your carpentry, you've got grape processing unit, you have a bakery, you have a spinnery, and you have the dairy there. And then you have a couple of unloading points in the town here for grain. You've got private grain trading, and you have the co-op selling station. Then a little bit out of town, you have the grain elevator as well. And then all the way over here, sitting on its own, out in the sticks, is Neighbour Bill's grain bags. You do have an animal dealer down in the bottom corner as well. But to all intents and purposes, that is your lot. Because it is big, open, expansive prairie, there is not a lot to it. And I kind of like that. Now, there are a couple of other elements as well. 39 is one here. And I think there's another one just down here as well, which we'll stop and we'll have a look at as we go past. Almost like derelict areas, or kind of used to be farms but aren't farms anymore, that you could maybe do some sort of starter game with, some sort of start from scratch, or some sort of survival, or I don't know how you'd want to play it, but there's some options for that as well. But other than that, it is just massive fields and wide open expanses. So we'll have a quick look around the first farm. We'll probably cut across to the second farm. We'll do a bit of driving. We'll maybe take the truck and run along here so you can see the second farm and get a feel for how big these fields are. And then we'll head down and then we'll have a look at the town. Really lovely, nicely detailed town that Julian's pulled together down here. So we'll definitely make some time to have a look at that. But this shouldn't be a long map tour, because this is not a hugely detailed map. And that was his intention. He said, I wanted it to be really kind of reflective of the area, and also performance-wise, I didn't want it to kind of be a 4x that was really clunky. So it runs very smoothly, actually. It's very lightweight as a map. So I've been impressed with that. And also, he's done something fantastic with the map border. So in fact, I'm going to jump in very quickly and show you what he's done with the map border, which I really, really rate. Now, we are in December here, so you've got a nice low light. So you can go up here, and I'm going to keep going up for a while, but if I turn around here now, we are, in fact, you can see that road there on the corner, and the field that we're currently in that goes to a point there. That's the edge of the map. But look at what he's done with the map border. He has pushed the map border all the way out there, because he wanted to give a sense of how big this area of Canada is in terms of just long, outwardly expansive flatlands as far as the eye can see. And I think he's done a really good job of making it feel like it's part of something bigger. Sometimes you find with big maps, and certainly with some maps as well, the borders and the edges of the map start to kind of degrade, or there just isn't anything and you just fall off the edge of the world. He's done a great job with this to really make it feel like it's part of something bigger, which I am thoroughly impressed with. And that lighting looks pretty good as well, doesn't it? Anyway, I digress. Let's drop down to Earth and let's go for a little drive around, shall we? Right, back down to Earth now. This is Farm 1, and this is the farm you start on in New Farmer mode. You get all the relevant equipment that you would want to get started with your farm. Nothing too big though, so there's scope for you to expand. Now you've got everything you need here. You've got the Quonset barn there, you've got gas there if you want to do that, a little shed over here, you've got quite a few grain bins over there of varying sizes, so you would need an auger to put those in. Got a little garage here, so not much space for storing machinery. I mean, you're starting out small here, and a nice little garage there and farmhouse around the corner with a Canadian flag flying, but not much to build on. So it could be quite a good fun place to start with, a bit of a start from zero or start with limited funds and build them up. I mean, you're going to build up funds pretty quickly with the size of the fields you're going to be harvesting as well. But let's jump in now, let's pull out to the road and we'll run along at the top and let you see some of the size of some of these fields. Right, so coming off the gravel track to the road here, so your main road running through the map. You've got your railway track there as well, nicely detailed actually, and you know, with power lines and things like that. Brilliant custom vehicles on the road as well, so the AI vehicles are all custom, which is very nice indeed. Now this, I believe, is the turning. It's just a dirt track that runs along the top of this map and down to Farm 2, so we'll run along here, but let me just jump back to the PDA for a second to give you an idea of the size of some of these fields. So that is field 18 there that we have on our right hand side, and then field 1 just beyond that. So we'll just keep going and we'll get there. It's 32 fields in total on the map, just so you've got that, with 13 being the biggest there, and lots of a similar size. So if you look at 23, 26, 27, 31 and 32, they're all very similar square size fields. In fact, most of them are. So you get a good gauge for how much they cost. Once you've bought one, you'll kind of know what you're shooting for the next time you're looking to buy land. Right, so like I said, field 18 here. You can see the other end of it, but it is a fair old trek down here. So we'll just keep going as far as we can. There's a little bit of work done here. Looks like he's missed a little bit of grass out here. Like I said, this is still work in progress, so he's still tidying things up. But so far, so good. Right, as we look across over here again, you can see the size and scale of these fields. We are now currently coming up to Farm 2, but this is field 19 we're driving alongside, which looks relatively small on the map, but when you see it here, absolutely massive. So, some nice features as well, some kind of low points in the fields that have water gathered in them as well, so you've got to navigate those. But yeah, some big fields. There are a few smaller ones as well. I was going to say, namely this one here, but even that, when you look at it, absolutely huge. So here we are, farm number 2. You'll start to see a pattern. Looks very similar to farm number 1. You've got your bins dotted about. Not much in the way of storage as well. And a small house. And that is about it. Now you do have some variety because there are other size of farms as well, but we'll head out of the driveway here and we'll go down to this road here. And now what we're going to do, we'll run down this outside of the map pretty much. Let me just show you on the PDA again. So there we go, that is where we are at the moment, and we're going to run all the way down to this junction here where this farm is, which is farm number 3. So you'll get an idea for these next 3 fields, and there's one in front of you there. Look at the size of that. Look at the size of that. Crazy times. But brilliant as well. If this is your kind of thing, this is a beautiful map from that perspective. So we'll run down this road. We'll try and kind of look over to the left as we head down. There's a couple of bins there in the field, so you can store stuff close by rather than having to ship it elsewhere. But kind of temporary storage bins there. You can see the big grain elevator as well in town the whole time. It doesn't disappear. So it's quite a nice little landmark to have. We're on side of the second field now. So in terms of price for these big fields over here, let's just jump in here. Field 25 there, £779,000 if you want to pick that up. Pretty big. I didn't put my additional field info on, so I don't know what it is in terms of size in acres, but you can see visually it's big. It is big. So here we go. We are coming up on farm number 3 just here. So we'll pull in here, we'll have a quick look around. Slightly bigger, dare I say it, not much. You've actually got provision for some animals here, which the other 2 farms we've been to didn't have. So that's quite a nice alternative, should you want to do that, but not much else. There's your house. Lots of bins again here, but not much in terms of storage. We're leaving a lot of your equipment outside, or, I mean, there's lots of space here as well, so you've got the capacity to add new sheds in should you want to, which is kind of nice. But that's your lot. But yeah, more bins than you know what to do with. So storage of crops shouldn't be an issue. Shouldn't be an issue, he says. Right, let's push on. Let's head down almost into town. We'll check out farm number 4, and then we will go and have a look at things like the dealership and have a little bit of a drive around town, because it is a very nicely modelled town. Now, I did just stop here at the side of the road to show you this. There's a small cemetery as you drive down the road, but Julian's gone to the effort of adding names, dates, little jokes on some of these things that will make you smile, which is quite a nice touch. I don't know the background to some of these, so they'll have a story behind this, I'm sure. That's an interesting one. Not sure if that is the Michael Jackson. I don't know if he's buried in Abbey. There's another couple here which kind of made me smile as well. Where is it? Made me smile because it's appropriate with FS25 about to come out, but there lies Farming Simulator 19 2018 to 2021. Very good. Very good. And that is us. Herman. Matthew Muller. So just some interesting names, but nice little touch. Bit of effort gone into that, which I always like to see. Like I said, I'll see if I can find out what the story is behind them, or he's just kind of made stuff up. We'll see. Anyway, we digress. There is the next farm. You can see the bins over there, so let's head there now and have a look at that. So here we are. Okay, this is the 4th farm we visited, but in fact labelled as Farm 2 on the PDA. So a bigger farm, this one. Much bigger bins here, as you can see there, and some storage bins as well. A couple of sheds here, and then even more sheds here, and some more storage bins. So yeah, you're starting to get into the bigger sheds here. This is the bigger farm, probably the 2nd biggest farm on the map. We'll take you to the biggest in a little while. Certainly in terms of storage space, the biggest. This may have more sheds though. So you've seen that, and we head out here, and we're back onto the highway that we literally dropped on at the start for a few hundred meters and then dropped off again. So out of here, and we are at John Deere dealership, which in fact I can't get to from this side of the road. Oh, I can at the other end. There we go. So again, nice touch having some of the vehicles and some of those kind of bins lying there ready to be purchased or picked up. It's a busy yard, not just an empty space. Containers there as well. A few 9Rs, they look popular at the moment. Some augers as well. A couple of rock pickers over there and an older John Deere. But there you go, Mattison Machinery. Abbey, Saskatchewan. Right, we'll head out of here as well, because you're starting to get into the town now, so you can see there's a few things here, a couple of small houses. a little area there with a rickety old shed as well. So we'll just roll over here, over the railway line, and into a really nicely modelled town. Now there's a little bit of a racetrack there. I can't really tell what that is. If it's dirt racing or bikes or whatever, but nice little touch. And then we start to run into the town here. A few sheds, 4x4s everywhere. The flag of Saskatchewan there as well, and Canada, with a lot of information on the town as well, which is nice. Again, it's gone to the effort of kind of educating people about the town and the history of it, which is cool. Second one here, looking very nice. Here we go. Prairie land is rough, and the ancestors of the people living this rural village once came to search for a better life. Long, cold winters and enormous winds that blast through the landscape where no tree wants to grow on its own. And that's actually something Julian said. He said there isn't trees other than the ones that people have planted as windbreaks. There aren't many trees on the map. And actually, that leads me to the crop calendar. So there we go, crop calendar, very narrow window for planting and very similar, not particularly huge window for harvesting as well, which is pretty common for these parts. And again, the winter, we're in December now and it's already -5. Looks like we're going to have some pretty severe snow come February time, and then it gets a little bit warmer in the summer, but not crazy hot, 16 degrees through July. So yeah, few things that make it feel a little bit more authentic, and again, lots of detail in this town. We'll drive through it in a little minute, but we'll just quickly head up here, look at the grain elevator as well. And off to the side of it is in fact the next farm as well. So there you go, grain elevator and one of the sell points and storage points. The train does not work, you can't hire the train or anything, it is there for decoration. But looks pretty good. There is a running train that runs through the map quite consistently as well, and it's big. It's a nice long train as well, so it feels kind of authentic. And then just around here is a truck yard. I'm just going to cut across here actually, because this is our other farm, Farm 5. Again, very small this one. Just 4 bins over there, 1 Quonset hut, and basically a caravan. So there you go. But then you can roll back into town here. A couple of industrial units just on the left there, and then it's a case of running through the housing. Actually, this map would lend itself really well to if you wanted to do a lawn care business or something like that. You could have some fun. Lots and lots of yards with grass that need cutting. As you can see here, mixed into here are some of the productions as well. So he's taken his time to get this nice and organised, proper signage and things like that as well. So kind of feels nice and unique, which is good. And we'll roll down here. There you go. There's the dairy set in the middle of the village, and the co-op for selling grain as well, one of the 4 sell points for selling grain. And then we'll head out of town this way and back into the open expansive fields. Now what we'll do, the animal dealer is just down here. It's the standard animal dealer you see on a lot of maps, so we don't really need to see that, but then we'll go and show you that last sell point, the grain bagging sell point, and you can have a look at that. Crop wise, while we're driving along here as well, it is just standard crops, no additional crops have been put in yet, which is fine because, to be honest, an area like this, the fields are going to take you so long to harvest, and it's predominantly, I guess it's a soybeans and a wheat type area. There is enough to keep you going without question. So there we go, another kind of, I guess, kind of manufacturing area, or there's a truck parked out there and stuff like that. There is your animal dealership, and and then we can rattle up this road, I think. Takes us to... oh, maybe it's a little bit further along. I think that just takes you into the fields. There's another road down at the bottom here, which will take us up to that final grain sell point on the map. We'll head up to that. Again, look at the size of these fields. Absolutely massive. Like processions of combines in these fields in real life. Love to set up a little playthrough with a load of combines. Just to see how we got on with it. Right, here we go, right here, and then we'll see you at the final sell point. So here we go, here is the final sell point. A nice, slightly quirky one, which is good to see. You basically roll into here. There is your tip point. It's basically bagging up this grain to unload everything, so you have to roll over that auger. Goes into that trailer, and then it's bagged up at a later date. So a nice little touch that I like that. Something a little bit different, not just another grate in the ground that goes into a silo and you never see it again. So I like that. Nice touch. Right, just to give you your bearings here, that is where we just were with the grain bagging area. We've come back down that road to this junction here, and we're just going to head along here because the biggest farm on the map is just here. And there's a little couple of things I want to show you, one here and one here. So, you know, I said earlier on that there was areas where you could kind of create your own playthrough or your own kind of start from scratch or something like that. There's opportunities with areas like this. So let me roll in here. Need to be careful, there's a wheelbarrow or something lying on the road there, which I've clattered into before, so be mindful of that. But basically you've got a derelict shed, a wrecked car, a few tyres, there's another wrecked car, the land is a bit bumpy and lumpy, and a couple of old bins that would need to be pulled down as well, but it could be quite good fun, that. Something slightly different. Couple it with these massive fields, it becomes a real challenge, right? So that's us. We'll come out of here, we'll turn at this colossal cornfield here, and you can see the bins of this big farm now. So again, storage space is at a premium, but the grain bins are massive here, so you can imagine this being the kind of farm I could see a lot of you starting with, just because of the grain storage you've got available to you. But other than that, a couple of Quonsets, a couple of storage bins for seed and fertilizer and things like that. Oh, there's a third Quonset hub there. So there you go. But big bins, big space in the yards for big equipment to turn around. You know the deal. Very nice indeed. And there is another row of bins over on the other side, which kind of feel like they're coupled to the same farm. So, tons of storage, which you will need. I wouldn't be surprised if you could fill all of them. Maybe that's a challenge for somebody. If you can fill all of those bins with a bit of a harvest. There you go. A couple of houses there, and then we are heading back to the main road. Alright, here we go, we're heading up the main road. Just wanted you to see some of this custom traffic that runs along the road. Nice Mack truck, even the engine noises are good. He's made a point of changing up all the engine noises. There's a charger actually that runs along the road and it's really growly, which is nice. So this is another one of those areas that I talked about in terms of maybe used to be a farm or something and is completely overgrown, needs definitely some investment in it if you're going to come back, but it's got one of his old Alice Chalmer tractors there sitting and one shed over there, so yeah, potential to do your own thing on this map as well, as opposed to getting one of the standard farms. Right, as I pull out onto the road, oh, it's like perfect timing. Here comes the train, so we'll watch this go past as we drive back to farm number 1. It just kind of sets off the whole map, that, doesn't it? How nice is that? As you can see, quite a few carriages on it as well. All grain storage, as you would expect in this area. And that is us. So, on that note, there you go. That is Abbey, Saskatchewan, from Julian F Modding. Still a work in progress. No date for release yet, but as you can see from this, it's not a million miles off being finished, so potentially we might see this coming out very soon. Obviously a 4X map as well, so PC only, and let's keep fingers crossed that it's released soon, because we're running out of time. FS25 just round the corner, but again, probably a candidate for an update, because it's a relatively simple map. A candidate for an update for 25 quite quickly. Who knows? We shall wait and see. But I just wanted you to see this. I was quite impressed with this. I do like a big field map, and this one just caught my eye, and I thought you guys would like it too. So there you go. Thank you very much to Julian F Modding as well for sharing it with me early and wanting me to do a little bit of a preview on it and get people excited about it. And that is it. So keep an eye on Julian's relevant socials and pages to know when this is coming out. Check out some of his other mods in the mod hub as well, because he does a very high quality mod. And that's it from me. I'll see you all again very soon. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye for now.